Well, good afternoon, everyone. For our presentation, my name is Julian, and today, along with my colleague Jessica, we are going to dive into a fascinating topic that is highly applicable to our daily lives: neuronegotiation. Traditionally, we think that negotiating is a purely logical and rational process. However, science has shown us that human beings are, above all, emotional beings who then justify their decisions with reason.
Hello everyone, that's right, Julian. My name is Jesica. During the start of neuronegociation, we must first look at how our brain works. So, infographic section, the Triune Brain Neuroscience explains that the essentially have three brain streams. One, the reptilian brain, which sex, survival, and reacts autofair. The limbic system, which processes emotions, and the neocortex, which handles logic and reasoning.
Neuronegotiation is the discipline that matches negotiation strategies with the discoveries of neuroscience. Instead of appealing only to the neocortex, cold figures, and data, a successful neuronegotiator knows how to calm their counterparts' reptilian brain so they do not feel attacked, and how to positively connect with the limbic system.
Exactly. We understand how the brain processes information, assesses risks, and feels empathy. We can communicate in a much more persuasive and effective way. Next, we'll explore how this tool transforms from fundamental arts of lives personal, professionals, business, and social life.
Let's start with personal utility. We all negotiate every day, even if we don't realize it. We negotiate with our family where to go for dinner, with our friends on which movie to watch with our partner, or how to split household expenses.
In this area, neuronegotiation gives a wonderful advantage. Applied emotional intelligence when we understand that a family member is arguing from their reptilian brain that is defensively or feeling threatened, we know that responding with strict logic won't work.
Personal utility lies in learning to listen actively and validate the other person's emotions first. If we make our counterpart feel safe and understood, their brain releases oxytocin, the trust hormone. This reduces family and personal conflicts, allowing us to reach agreements based on affection rather than confrontation.
Moving on to the professional sphere, shown infographic section, professional benefits, neuronegotiation becomes an indispensable management skill for any administrator or team leader in a work environment. We are constantly negotiating deadlines, responsibilities, salary increases, or the allocation of resources for a project.
Now let us talk about one of the fields where neuronegotiation has a direct and measurable economic impact: the commercial sphere.
That's why neuronegotiation teaches us to let through influence, not authority, when presenting a project or seeking a promotion. A professional who uses the technique works or to frame their proposals to so that their boss or colleagues' brains perceive them as reward, activating dopamine rather than a threat or an extra good luck lad. It fosters our environment based on cooperation.
We live in a highly polarized world where social, political, and cultural conflicts are the order of the day.
I'd like to elaborate a bit here. In the commercial world, understand the customer's brain changing everything when we're trying to close a deal or sell a service. The worst mistake in overwhelming the client with huge technical factors, the behavior of the brain is always subconsciously asking itself, it's easier for me? Will it make my life easier?
Neuronegotiation at a social level seeks to break that bias. It teaches us to design dialogue tables where initial hostility is deactivated. By applying these principles, social and political leaders can focus communities on common goals, building bridges of genuine understanding that are vital for peace and sustainable development in any country. We hope this presentation has given you a new perspective on how to negotiate in a smarter and more human way.
At the macro level, strikes, community conflicts, and even international relations suffer because the parties enrich themselves in their positions. The human brain tends to group people into use versus them, which generates biases and blocks empathy.